Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. You got it. All right, we got 3 instructors here. Bow drill contest coming on at the basic class. And we got Nick Gatton here. Set right there, 2 steps back. Bart Caudle, set right there, 2 steps back. Tanner Cybula. Bow drill set right there, 2 steps back. On your marks, get set, go.
False start on Bart.
Yeah, Bart was running. False start, 10 yard. You're gonna have to restart, Bart.
10-second penalty on Bart.
Look at those bowstrings snap, boys.
Boing.
Bart's got the first spin.
Got a noisy spin though. Bart's got it for sure. Yeah, Bart's got a good one for sure. Nikki, yours is still going.
Burning.
Yep. That was really close between you and Bart. All right. Take your time. Uh-oh. There's a lot of smoke rolling out of this bundle now.
Hey, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that tender bundle?
It's what you call it? Strangler vine.
I saw flame a little bit, I think.
Easy. It's coming. It's melting in his hand. Won't catch fire. There it is. Boom!
Yes!
Yeah!
Yeah, baby!
There it is.
I think so.
A lot of smoke rolling out of the back of that bundle. There it is. Boom. Bart coming in second.
Nice.
No games for Bart. Never say die. You okay in there? Saw a lot of movement there a second ago. What's happening up in there?
Putting my pants back on.
Looks like Bart's upright this morning over there. Bow drill didn't kill him last night. In good shape there. Nikki's up and rocking and rolling back here. Nice. Back here to my setup back here and get my stuff together. Right. I had last fire watch, so I will tell you, it's definitely will be weather in the morning out here, and I was thankful to have an underquilt last night because got down about 53. Dirty welcome mat here laying up on my hammock. Getting up this morning. Instructors are packing up. Students are packing up. We'll run them on a second half of a nav course to go back for their final exercise this morning and a discussion on search and rescue. All right, instructors are back there inspecting shelters in the woods. You can see one set of guys right there. They're all wearing orange t-shirts so we can see where they're at. And I'm sitting here by the instructor fire getting some coffee in me this morning. Get them packed up, get them back on the nav course, and then we'll meet them back at camp. All right, guys, so it's early afternoon now, and the students are gone from the weekend's basic class. I had left my hammock set up out here in the woods where we camped with the students last night. I thought what I'd do is come out here today, take it down, and just kind of walk through with you what I had here last night, because I think people overcomplicate this stuff. Simple camping for an overnight doesn't take an inordinate amount of gear, doesn't take a lot of weight, and you can be very comfortable. I slept in a hammock. I see no reason this time of year especially to sleep on the ground. The ticks are rampant. A hammock is very, very comfortable. It's a 5-minute up-down setup. It doesn't weigh hardly anything. I don't have to build anything to set it up or any kind of structure to support it. All I need to do is find 2 trees And there's no problem with that in Eastern Woodlands. Stay with me. We'll look at what I had. All right, so I'm using this Dyneema backpack right now, giving it a test run. And it's doing really well for me. It's got really big side pockets in it. So I had, obviously, a water bottle in there. So I had something to drink. The other side pocket had a saw and a ditty bag in it. This has got all my toiletries in it, all that kind of stuff that I might need. Not much other than that I might need for one overnight, but there are a few other things in there for repair, first aid, that type of stuff is all in that ditty bag. We've talked about that in videos past. And a saw in case I want to cut some firewood. But 90% of the time, if I'm by myself, I don't even make a fire. I don't waste my time or my energy messing with that. If I'm going to cook a meal, I just cook it real quick on a camp stove and I'm done. Now, last night we did have a fire because we had the instructors out here with us. Top lid of this thing's got fire starting components in it. And it also had my tree rope in it. Again, wasn't necessary to have that in there, but it was already there, so I left it. On the inside of this pack, you've got a front pocket to this pack. And on the front pocket of this pack, there's only a couple of things. There's a Dyneema haversack wadded up in there. There's a raincoat wadded up in there. And then I also put inside that front pocket my whoopee. Inside that front pocket, I also put my whoopee jacket. So I put it on this morning because it was like 56 degrees. So I'll shove that back down inside there. And those three things kind of stay and live right there where they're easy to get to on the outside of the pack without having to open it up, right? And you got cinch cord on there to cinch all that down when you're done. Now, the bucket of this pack doesn't have very much in it. I mean, there is the bag in here that my underquilt was in, and an electronics bag that has my headlight, my charging battery, and my cable. There's also a notebook and a pencil in there, but that always lives in there, right? So that's a very simplistic thing. So I'll set it off to the side real quick, and I'll put it over here with my ditty bag for the moment, because I keep it at the top of my pack once I'm packed up. But again, there's not going to be a whole lot in this pack when I'm done, because all I've got is an underquilt, overquilt, and a hammock. So we'll get the underquilt off first, and then we'll talk about what else is in here. All right, so this underquilt is a real simple affair. It's the jacks are better. We talked about it in past videos. It's got a bungee cord that goes up to your carabiner on your hammock, and it's got cinch here so that you can tighten it up on the hammock to let more or less draft through there, and it's down filled. Plenty warm, more than warm enough last night, trust me. Got down to about 53 last night, and you're gonna get cold butt syndrome in a hammock if you don't have an underquilt in those kind of temperatures. But again, there's no weight to this, and it's multifunctional, as we talked about in past videos. It also makes outerwear if needs be. So really the only reason I keep this in a stuff sack at all is just for a little bit of extra protection of the down quilt. Really no other reason than that. I just roll it up in this Dyneema bag, crunch it down. A little extra protection, throw it in the bottom of the pack, and it always lives in there just like that, okay? Real simple. So I just take that pack, shove that thing all the way down to the bottom, turn it sideways, push it in there. All the way to the bottom. And that's where she stays, just like that, okay? Now, next thing that goes in there is what I would say is my overquilt. But my overquilt really is a Swagman roll. All familiar with that. And I just stuff that thing in the backpack. I don't even mess with any bags or anything else. I just stuff it in there. So how much weight you think is in this pack right now? It's next to nothing. All right, this pack doesn't weigh anything right now at all, okay? Last thing to go in here is gonna be my hammock. I got my welcome mat laying right here, and I'll lay it down. Unhook the hammock from the tree straps, and we're good to go. All right, the hammock's got its own stuff sack that it goes into. It stays on it all the time. Hammock and bug net. All of that just shoves down inside this bag, stuffs in. My pillow bag is in there, we talked about before. Dyneema pillow bag. Stuff all of this down inside just like this until we get to the carabiner, which is here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give ourselves a little room at the top here and shove this down. And we're gonna take our two tree straps that we've got, and we're going to marry them up same end to same end real quick, just like that, instead of Pathfinder tree straps. And then I'm just going to coil them around my hand, kind of keeping them straight as I go, so they take up less room than a wad. Once I get them rolled up on my hand, I put them in the bag just like this. There's a cinch cord on the bag to cinch it up. And then all I do is I take the 2 carabiners that are hanging on the outside. You can see that weighs 1.4 pounds, 1.14 pounds, excuse me. Here's the total weight of that package as I've weighed it. Shove it in the very top, sideways. And that's everything that goes in that pack except the welcome mat. And I just take that welcome mat, which is just a fire blanket, the One Tigers fire blanket, but it doesn't weigh anything, doesn't take up any room, and it's easy. So I shove that in the top, get this thing straightened out. It's a roll top pack. Roll it down, buckle it up, flap over the top. I mean, this doesn't get much simpler than this stuff. It really doesn't, and it doesn't need to be complicated at all. It really doesn't need to be complicated. People overcomplicate this stuff all the time, especially overnighters that are really, really simple. All right, so we've got bags in a pouch here. We can cinch that up, hold them in there good and tight. We got our water bottle on the other side. And I bet this pack weighs, if I had to guess, less than 10 pounds, maybe 11, somewhere in that neighborhood, all right? All right, guys, I threw the pack in the four-wheeler here, and I'm getting ready to drive out. Not a big deal. Easy in, easy out. 50-yard walk from the four-wheeler. And don't let people fool you. That's what most overnighters are. 50, 60, 70 yards, maybe 100 yards walk away from a vehicle, and that's where they're camping, right? Out here at the school, we have to have that access when we camp with students like we were last night, because we have to have egress, we have to bring in water, those type things. Emergencies happen. We have to have vehicular access at least close to where we're camping. So I'm about 50 yards from where I camped last night with this four-wheeler, right on the main back trail here at the Pathfinder School property. What I'm going to do is, I hope you guys enjoyed some of this footage that we put in here in between things, because I put I put a bow drill contest in here, and I'm also going to put some hand drill footage in here too, a few seconds of hand drill footage. But the importance of that is to understand that when the instructors I have right now at the Pathfinder School are just freaking amazing. Those guys are relentless with the learning, relentless with the skills, and relentless with the practice. So last night, about 10:30, we had everybody bedded down out here in the woods that we were teaching, and we were on fire watch. And those guys, instead of going to bed and just taking a fire watch every couple hours and getting up, they stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning having a bow drill contest with 3 instructors to see who could get the first ember, who could get the most embers, who could blow the most bird nests of flame off the landscape. I mean, they were going and going and going. So I filmed a lot of it, but I cut it way down so you guys could just see the beginning part of the contest. And the day before that, we were in camp, and all of us are making hand drill fires off the landscape, finding what we can use to work with to make this stuff better, to teach students more skills. But we have to have access to the materials to be able to do that, because I am not a believer in buying material or bringing material from somewhere else to my property to teach skills. If it's not here, we don't use it. So we're looking for hand drill material that we can get fairly readily available. What we found was a yucca stock. I've got 30 or 40 yuccas on my property, but the problem is those are a biennial plant. So you're gonna get that stock once every 2 years. You're only gonna get as many as you got plants or less, and when they're gone, they're gone. That's the problem with hand drill compared to bow drill in eastern woodlands. Bow drill is easy to do year round for the most part. Hand drill is a little bit more picky on the material unless you are saving it back. If you're trying to harvest it right away off the landscape and make a fire, it's much more difficult. But we're practicing, we're getting better. We found some materials that are working. I've got another piece of material that I want to go out and fetch out in the wildlife area. I know where there's a whole bunch of it at. I'm going to try and get some of that. We're going to practice with that a little bit too. And we used pine for our hearth board. So we had a yucca stalk and a pine hearth board. You'll see in this video, there's about 15, 18 seconds of an ember being made with a hand drill, and you'll see that in this video. So listen, guys, this was really just kind of a vlog, but I appreciate you joining for these views today on a Sunday afternoon, taking your time to watch my videos. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for anything you do. I thank you for everything you do for our family, for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. I'm going to get some rest. Thanks, guys.